There are many divisive schisms amongst bipeds. It is my take that abortion is one of them, possibly not derived or linked to cultural Marxism, but with a similar agenda. In this video, I'll share my opinion on the subject, seeking to provide a point of view, not further division. Everybody is free to have their own opinion, to share mine, or to be offended if preferred. Our stance on abortion is one of those divisive spawns. It divides us, trapping us under conceptual obfuscation, beliefs, and teams. It pigeonholes us into either of two sides, closely linked with a political spectrum, the same old dialectic, left and right. From the point of view of each team, the contenders are the following. In one corner of the ring, the pro-life group, usually linked to the extreme right, conservative, institutionalized religion, bourgeoisie, and money tend to be on this side. The other team is poised to the left. Socialist ideologies, proletariat, philosophical and dialectic materialism, and atheism. I don't adhere to any group. And though I consider the pro-life point of view more obfuscated, I think both groups have valid and invalid points. The core of the issue, as it is with everything, is ethics or morality. It can be summarized with a simple question. Does it cause harm to another being? The answer determines the stance, and it is not a yes or no answer. It depends. For the analysis, some info to consider. The zygote is not a being. The embryo is not a being. Although there is controversy about the exact moment in which the fetus begins to perceive pain, generalizing, it is considered that it is not before the third trimester of gestation. There are those who say at least 20 weeks. And there are those who say 27 weeks. The nervous system is not sufficiently developed. Before that, there is no pain. The science shows that based on gestational age, the fetus is not capable of feeling pain until the third trimester. In Utah, USA, where abortion is legal, if practiced after 20 weeks of pregnancy, it is required to apply anesthesia on the fetus. A collective mental construction, or supposed moralistic fiber of a society, is not a being either. It is nothing but an abstraction, incapable of perceiving harm. Obviously, this in reference to a framework of relative values held by religious and/or pro-life groups. Some sort of an abstract fabric that holds no philosophy, logic, or ethics, just faith and belief. If the so-called vicar of God on earth suddenly decides that abortion is right, most will abide by it. Everything we do has consequences. Materialistic or nihilistic approaches disempower the essence and divine potential of a being. They tend to endorse abortion in any stage as an exclusive decision of the woman, as if the being in gestation is her property, when at a point, still within the womb, it ceases to be her property and becomes her responsibility. According to occult schools like Kabbalism and Rosicrucianism, it is not until the first inhalation that the soul and spirit enter the body, therefore after birth and first breath. This doesn't mean they comply with abortion. This is just interesting data, not considered at all to reach a logical and ethical conclusion. In my opinion, abortion does cause harm in some cases. In others, it is acceptable and holds less moral burden. I find abortion acceptable in the following circumstances. If the life or health of the mother is endangered in any stage of pregnancy, abortion is totally correct. Additionally, the child needs the mother, cannot survive without her. 2. In case the woman has been forced to remain pregnant against her will, either by family or social pressure, applying to any stage of pregnancy. 3. Up to the 4th month of pregnancy in any scenario, whether it was an unwanted conception, rape, or change of mind. The embryo, until the 4th month, is not a being. It is a cluster of cells, unable to feel pain. Although the painful experiences would only begin several weeks afterwards, in the 12th week, reflexes and responses to the medium begin to appear. And in my opinion, 4 months is enough time for the vast majority of women to perceive that something is happening in their system, and it is enough time to make a decision. I don't find abortion a very ethical practice if more than 5 months of gestation have passed in some scenario, excluding those previously explained. The fetus is beginning to develop a central nervous system and will soon feel pain. In my opinion, enough time passed so that almost every woman is aware of pregnancy and its implications. However, I consider abortion beyond the 5th month of pregnancy as a practice with way less moral burden than murdering a human or non-human animal that has already been born. It is also true that confining a biped to a faulty paternity, lack of affection, and poor conditions for its upbringing is unconsciousness. Paternity is possibly the biggest responsibility a biped can get into. In my opinion, the decision should be shared by the couple without social pressure, but the majority of the decision should be held by the woman. The mother is the giver of life, who will experience firsthand, physically and emotionally, and will be the main responsible. Many pro-life bipeds have a confused idea that the pro-abortion team seeks to pass a law to endorse sexual debauchery, redeem themselves from their conceptive irresponsibility, and practice abortion over and over again. As if somehow it was an ordinary procedure. I'm no one to say, but I understand an abortion is an experience that would leave a lifetime wound for the vast majority. An experience that nobody will ever want to repeat. Last but not least, for those who genuinely want to save a life, there is no need to do something. Simply stop doing something. Stop killing our animal brothers. Or aid one of those abundant lives of unaborted bipeds that struggle, abandoned in the streets of the third world, destined to misery. The pro-life, pro-abortion partisan dialectic is another schism, so that we don't focus on facing greater enslaving and immoral evils. The elephants in the room: religion, money, government, and carnism.